Hi there, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're taking a look at a 1993 Nissan Skyline GTR. This one, the R32. And so this one was bought sort of from auction and is going to be exported to the USA. And I'll explain that in just a second, what I mean by sort of at auction. And so the RB26 DETT engine, inline 6-cylinder 2.6 liter twin turbo. Twin cam, twin turbo. I like the branding on there, and I love engines that have good looking engines. Nowadays it's all about the engine covers. They no longer make engines that look good because it's cheaper to just put plastic over top and hide it. But good on Nissan for having a great looking engine. Okay, so the engine running condition is good. This vehicle has 95,000 kilometers on it, which is relatively low mileage for a vehicle that is now 25 years old. Engine running condition is good. The RB26, you can really hear the difference between a good firing engine and a bad firing one because in general it's a noisy engine. And so I suppose that comes into play when you're listening for a better sounding engine. The response is good. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individual throttle bodies. And a nice sound. Okay, so Cusco strut tower bar. And I think that's it in terms of modifications. Oil is good. Coolant is good. Thumbs up for RB26. Gonna lower the hood here and we'll go over the condition of the body and the auction inspection sheet. The top molding here, this is a little bit weird. So have a look at the front bumper here, and I didn't close the hood, and so mind the gap. These are Nismo ducts, and they are part of a Nismo bumper that feeds more air into the front mount intercooler that is stock on the car. If you look slightly up, there's a lip that goes across here, and the purpose of that lip is to direct more air into the radiator that is up there. It is part of the racing package of the Nismo official racing car version of it. But this lip here is not an official Nismo version, but this car originally did have an official Nismo version. And how can we tell? Well, have a look, open it up, and you can tell right away when you open the hood. So don't let anyone open your hood if you're trying to hide that. Look up here, see screw hole, screw hole, screw hole, screw hole. Typically there are holes directly through the hood to screw this on. This one here is an aftermarket one that mimics the shape of the original one, but you don't screw it into your hood. And so if you want to put it onto your car without ruining your hood, if you ever want to take it off, then you can use this. But if you did take this one off, you would have the screw holes in there from the original one. Okay, and the vehicle has almost all of the rest of the Nismo kit, and so it still does look like the official Nismo one. And you could buy those directly from Nissan if you wanted. And why does that not go down? Let's make sure that the handle over here is pushed back in, and now it will. That spring in there doesn't seem like it's working very well. Push, and we're good. Okay, so the Nismo Aero kit is front bumper with those ducts, side skirts, and the side skirt with the extra piece that goes down. You see right there how it goes down further a little bit right in front of that rear tire. That's the Nismo side skirt. And then there's usually a spoiler that goes underneath this spoiler right in there. It's like a ducktail spoiler. And then that would be the last piece that this version of the car doesn't have. But it does have, oh, so nice sounding exhaust. And these pieces here are part of the Nismo package too, but they're very small. Okay, so auction sheet. This vehicle was bought from a buy it now auction. So after the car goes through auction, if it doesn't sell, then you can buy it for whatever you want at certain auctions. I'm sorry, let me explain that better. Some sellers will list their car for sale for the week following an auction that doesn't sell. And so at most auctions, what you would do is, if it doesn't sell, it comes up next week. But then some auctions, you can go and buy it as long as the seller says that the price is right. So they'll set the price, and there's, in most of the cases, no negotiations on that. And so that's what we did with this one, is we just bought it outright. And so we have an auction sheet here That's not the official auction sheet. This was when it was at auction, and then it went for one price. And so we just grabbed this auction sheet so we could have something to say about the car. But the stuff that's on here are not attached to the sale of the car because we didn't buy it from this auction. Okay, so 1993 Skyline GTR, auction grade 3.5, of course, four-wheel drive. So four-wheel drive, twin turbo, 2.6 liter inline six cylinder, and great chassis, wonderful vehicle. Interior exterior C, 95,332 kilometers. It comes with a set of original wheels in the car, and they are back there in baggies. It has history paper from 93, 97, 98, 2000, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2012, and 2014. So that was every time it was inspected, because here in Japan, every 2 years, you need your vehicle to be non-broken in order to get registration. My car's registration expires in 2 weeks, and my car's broken. It has bad front pads on the front, bad ball joint in the front left, and then the suspension has one blown damper on the front left as well. And so, time for expensiveness at the end of this month. Okay, so original silver paint on it. Actually, this one's been repainted. The whole vehicle has been repainted to the same color, but then the paint is an aftermarket paint. So it does look slightly different to basically only me, because most people don't know what the original paint looks like or can discern the difference between an aftermarket paint and an original one bought from Nissan. There is there's a unique look to the silver paint that is aftermarket, and it's slightly different. And so it's nice that it was all painted together as one thing, and so there's no difference in the paint, and all the way around it looks bright and clean because it looks like it was done fairly recently. Also, wheels, official Impal wheels. They're not in the best condition, but they're a good looking wheel. They're bigger than the stock one, and Impal is a special Nissan tuning brand, and so it is cool. Those wheels wouldn't be available in the USA, so they may be one of the only ones that is out there. Okay, aftermarket 17-inch wheels, front and rear tower bars, aftermarket exhaust, adjustable suspension, HID headlights, and then this says it was first time at auction for this auction sheet. Windshield rock chip, interior dirty, various scratches and dents and small scratches and paint wave on the car. Audio has been removed, and it doesn't mention on here, but the AC doesn't work. The body is basically free of any flaws on here. However, and this may have happened at the auction or slightly thereafter, there is a scuff on the front bumper right here. So you can see that. It's very dim, and you can polish most of it out, but it is there. Also, the front lip is zip tied on. Kind of weird, because it's all you need is one screw, like one nut and one bolt, and then you can fix that on. And it's on both sides. It's missing that nut and bolt and has zip ties. So kind of weird, but also kind of cool that they didn't repaint that lip. It is the original gray plastic look. And it looks like in here, let's get in here. See here, painted black, kind of a cool look. See the surround pieces painted black, and then this one here looks like it has been replaced, because usually those ones get really dull and really rock chipped, but that one looks like it's been replaced with a new one. And a bit of a sagginess in this duct, kind of weird, but they're plastic ducts that slot right in there. Okay, so looking at, actually let's look at the other side for side panel. I've spent too much time on that side. So you can see the paint wave a little bit. It's probably easier to see it on this side than on the other side. You can also, at this angle, see those flares in the wheel arches. You can see it comes right out there at the front, and it comes out quite a bit at the back too. It's a big visual difference between the GTR and the GTST. So the GTR is, I don't know exactly how wide, but like 1.5 inches on either side, or maybe 4 or 5 centimeters. Okay, stock spoiler. Stock taillights, great looking taillights. GTR badge is nice and clean. Have a look. It looks like it was replaced at the time that the vehicle is repainted. Okay, rear wiper has been removed, and aftermarket speakers, and aftermarket Japanese bug that's dead in there. Have a look. Eee. Scary. All right, this one, perfect condition. Perfect condition. That's amazing. Very rare do you see a Skyline that feels that nice around the windows. Okay. Door cards are happy. Hi, I'm a happy door card. Ha ha ha. And interior's pretty good. There's the common Skyline rip in the dashboard. Not rip, bubble in the dashboard. The steering wheel has some wear, but far, far, far less than your average one. Seats have some color fade. Again, it's a common thing on these seats. And then the seat has a repair with a little piece of fabric put on there. And some sagginess here. Okay, so the steering wheel has wear in this section here and a rip up at the top. Hop in. Carpet's fine. 95.4, 11 kilometers at the time of shooting this. AC doesn't work, which is sucky. It looks like everything works except for the gas is out. There's the dash bubble, and there's more hiding behind the boost gauge up there. And if you know these cars, you know that's on basically all of them. Stock center gauges, missing CD player. Smells like tires inside. It may have been smoked in, but it doesn't smell like cigarettes. It does smell like tires, and there's an imprint of tires on the seat. See the bottom cushion there? And so those tires have been in there for a good long time. Okay. Oh, the back latch doesn't work here for opening the trunk. So I won't be able to show you the trunk without turning the engine off. But the trunk is fine. The fabric in it is pilled a little bit. There's a downpipe, I think an aftermarket downpipe in there. And then here's the set of wheels and tires, the original Skyline GTR wheels, which again in the States would be a really cool wheel to have, especially if it was like a drift spare or something, because it's a 114.3 bolt pattern, which makes it usable on so many different cars, including the FC, Crown Majesta, not the Porsche. R32 is yes, and not this one. This one's a Honda. What does Honda use at this generation? I don't remember. Not the Subarus. Yes, the Aristo. But it's probably the most common wheel pattern. The only thing is the Skyline one's a pretty aggressive one, so not everyone can fit that wide of a wheel. Okay, so there you have it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.